Hi everyone, I'm John, a landscape and nature photographer here in the UK. In today's video, I'm heading to the coast of South Wales to explore the incredible Skomer Island, a place every wildlife photographer dreams of visiting. Just a short boat ride off Pembrokeshire, this tiny island is home to more than 52,000 puffins, and from mid-April to late July, it becomes a hotspot for one of Britain's greatest wildlife displays. Join me as I wander the cliffs, get up close and photograph these charismatic little seabirds. So today I'm in South Wales and we're going to go to Skomer Island to photograph the puffins. It's a bit of a conservation success as they managed to reduce the rat population on the island so that the puffins numbers have dramatically increased. And yeah, I just wanted to visit this island so that I could take some photos of the puffins and see some amazing and different wildlife from where I live in Dorset. So yeah, I'm just really excited to see what we can find today. So yesterday we came down to South Wales and stayed in Milford Haven at a local hotel, and we walked along the harbour side, and yeah, it's really pretty Wales with the hills and the mountains, and yeah, I'm really excited to see the different sort of wildlife because I've never seen a puffin before. Yeah, the water's really calm today. So we saw the seals over there, and we've just parked in the National Trust car park and walked along the route, and we're just gone sort of along the coastline because we're here a bit early. I'm just going to wait for the ferry, which leaves at 11 and goes from over there to Skomer Island, which is over there. So there's lots of fast flowing currents in this water that I would not like to be in. But yeah, lovely weather today. It's really warm. It's going to be like 25 degrees. We haven't had much weather like this in the UK yet, so it's been sort of overcast and wet. So it'd be nice to finally have some summer weather. After wandering through the deer park and taking in the view of Skomer Island from the mainland cliffs, I made my way down to the boat. While waiting in the queue, I glanced over the edge and spotted a few jellyfish drifting just below the surface. I boarded the boat and the tour guide introduced us to his friend, a herring gull named Tonto, who he joked was a long-time volunteer and even has his own Facebook page. He went on to explain that herring gulls are having a tough time right now, facing threats like botulism and other environmental pressures.
Nearly 30 miles away, that's where those storms came from, and when the storm hit 8 rocks.
As we got closer to Skomer Island, puffins began zipping past the boat and bobbing on the water around us. It felt like crossing into a completely different world. I grabbed my camera, scanning the sky for any birds in flight, and managed to catch a few shots of puffins swooping overhead and swimming in the water. We finally arrived at Skomer Island, and I was filled with excitement. It was truly a spectacle to see so many puffins flying about all in one place. We left the boat and began the steep climb up onto the island. As we climbed the steep cliffs, puffins flew overhead and moved in and out of the burrows they made in the ground. They were perched all along the cliff sides, scattered to the left and right as we made our way up. It was a great first experience, stepping off the boat and immediately seeing puffins up close. I paused a few times to take photos, but the island staff encouraged everyone to keep moving so the narrow path didn't get blocked. Woo. They're just flying over your head, aren't they? When we reached the top, the staff gave a short introduction covering health and safety. They reminded everyone to stay on the marked paths, avoid stepping on puffin burrows, and give the birds plenty of space if they wandered onto the footpaths. The weather was warm, and they pointed out that the island offers very little shade, no trees, and only a few small structures, so staying hydrated and protecting yourself from the sun was very important. Oh,
What that is.
some dead bird that's been eaten.
Another one here.
Oh god, it's a killing zone, this is.
Killing fruit.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
It was already close to midday, and we were starting to feel hungry. We stopped at the old farm for some lunch to give us a bit of energy for the walk ahead. The old farm sits right in the centre of the island and dates back to the 1700s. It was once a working farm with arable fields, livestock, chicken sheds, a baking curing oven and even a horse turn. Today, it also serves as a hostel for anyone staying overnight on the island. After finishing our lunch, we were feeling a bit more energised. We set off again and decided to make our way towards the North Valley. We continued along the steep cliffs, taking our time and watching our footing on the jagged rocks. We followed the footpaths, stopping now and then to enjoy the views of the sea and the cliffs below. We continued our way north across the island towards Skomer Head. There was a gentle sea breeze blowing across the cliffs which helped cool us down in the warm temperatures. There were some puffin burrows carved into the steep cliffs, and puffins were landing and then flying out to sea. I tried to take some photos of the birds coming into land and flying away. It's amazing that these birds can live in such a remote and rugged place. You have a lot of birds down there. Oh wow, look, they're all on that side of the cliff. So all the puffins are on that side of the cliff and they're making such a loud noise. Yeah, so that must be why there's a research site here, because they must research the colony. I soon realised the birds on the cliff weren't puffins at all. They were actually a colony of guillemots. Skomer Island has over 20,000 breeding pairs, and they nest in dense groups on the cliff ledges, laying just a single egg on the bare rock. Like lots of pink flowers in between the heather. So pretty. Do you think they're rabbits or hares? Big rabbit. Not scared at all, really. Skomer Island was in full bloom with small flowers scattered across the green grass. I paused to photograph a few rabbits poking their heads out of their burrows, and I spotted a northern wheatear moving through the flowers along with a couple of choughs nearby. We hadn't come across many puffins along this part of the trail, but I was really enjoying seeing the other wildlife the island has to offer. So that's, is that Ramsey Island?
I think he said that was Ramsey Island.
Yeah, over there. So over here there's two oyster catchers. The mother standing on the rock and then the male is looking for insects and birds in the grass, and I've taken some photos of them. Seeing an oyster catcher for the first time was a real highlight for me. They're beautiful birds, and watching a pair together made the experience even better. Surprisingly, oyster catchers don't actually eat oysters. They mainly feed on limpets, mussels and worms. Since they nest on the ground, Skomer's protected environment gives them a safe place to lay their eggs. As we carried on along the footpath, we began to worry a bit. Up to this point, puffins had been pretty few and far between. We'd seen a few scattered along the cliffs, but not the larger groups that we first saw when we landed on the island. Finally, as we got closer to the wick, we came across a large puffin colony. The puffins were flying in and out of their burrows, bringing back fish from the sea to feed their pufflings. We spent some time watching them, and we noticed gulls waiting right outside the burrow entrances. As soon as a puffin landed, the gulls would rush towards it, trying to scare it into dropping its fish so they could grab a quick meal. Watching the puffins was really entertaining. I was surprised to see that some of them get a bit confused when they land and forget which burrow is theirs. Honestly, it made me feel better about always forgetting where I parked my car. One of my goals was to get a photo of a puffin carrying a bunch of sea eels, but that turned out to be pretty tough. They fly incredibly fast, and you never really know where they're going to land. Here are some of the puffin photos that I captured. Before we knew it, the day had flown by and it was time to make our way back to the boat. The path was quite rough with uneven stones and a few steep climbs. We chose the longer route because I wanted to visit one more puffin colony before we left. Let's get to see more puffins this way.
Yeah, you see those. You see like all the peepers.
Yeah, oh my goodness, yeah, it's like washed down the sort of cliffside, hasn't it? We said our last goodbyes to the puffins, and I reflected on how special this island was for these endangered seabirds, a haven in which the numbers were increasing. It's not only a sanctuary for puffins, but also Skomer Island is home to half the world's population of Manx shearwaters, and has a unique subspecies of vole called the Skomer vole. We left the puffin colony and made our way towards the boat. We were running out of time. The last boat leaves at 4 and we still had a fair distance to cover, so we picked up the pace and hoped we'd make it back in time. On the way back, I looked in the undergrowth and I spotted some young seagull chicks hiding, waiting for their parents to come back with some food. Some of the rabbits on Skomer Island have a black coat. When we mentioned it to one of the staff on the island, she explained that the rabbits on Skomer have quite distinctive fur. The island was once used to breed rabbits for their pelts, and some of those rabbits are still living here today. Puffins on both sides here. And the footpath is very rocky. As we made our way down towards the boat, one of the staff members mentioned that a baby guillemot chick was sitting right on the edge of the cliff and suggested we take a look. So we headed over, peered down, and there it was, a tiny guillemot chick. It was so unbelievably cute and so fluffy. We finally boarded the boat, and just like that, our time on Skomer Island came to an end. It's been such an unforgettable visit, from watching puffins up close to capturing those shots of them carrying sand eels. I'm really grateful for the work the Wildlife Trust of South and West Wales is doing to protect this island and help puffins thrive for years to come. I'd definitely come back again, and I'd recommend a visit to anyone who gets the chance. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe.